Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My dear students, how are you? Hope you all will be fine. It's your bio class and chapter number 3. So open your books, chapter 3, biodiversity. And today my topic is virus and binomial nomenclature. So first we will discuss about that what is virus. So viruses are non-cellular unique particles at the borderline of living and non-living organism. Non-cellular, it means that they are neither made up of cells. So they are non-cellular unique particles at the borderline of living and non-living organism. So why they are excluded from the 5 kingdom system of classification? Because they are having both characteristic like living organisms and non-living organisms. A virus is genetic material contained within an organic particle that invades living cells and uses their host's metabolic processes to produce a new generation of viral particles. Now, metabolic processes, it means that all chemical reactions involved in maintaining the living state of the cells and the organism. The metabolic processes lead to growth and reproduction and allow living organisms to maintain environment. For example, the process of making and breaking down of glucose molecules. And these both processes are the example of metabolic pathways. So they using these metabolic process of the host. The way that they do this varies. Some insert their genetic materials into the host's DNA, where it can sit in wait until it's translated at a later date. As the host cell replicates itself, it can make new viruses. Discovery of virus. It was first discovered by a Russian scientist, Lemnosky, in 1892. The word virus is derived from Latin word venom, which means poisonous fluid. So study of virus is called virology. Structure of virus. Now the virus consists of two main parts. First one part is known as capsid and its outer protein coat, which is known as capsule. The inner nucleic acid core contain DNA or RNA. So all these are viruses, bacteriophage virus and coronaviruses. So it is having two parts, main two parts. Outermost part is known as capsid and inner DNA or RNA is present. Now its living characteristic. They can reproduce inside the host cell, obligate parasite, and they contain nucleic acid, either DNA or RNA, as hereditary material. It means that in their body DNA or RNA is present as their hereditary material. Hereditary material, it means that they transfer information from their young ones. They can grow inside the host cell. They cause disease in living organisms. Non-living characteristics. Viruses cannot live without a host cell. It means that host cell is very much need for the virus. So why they will cause diseases inside the living organisms and can be crystallized. So first in 1935, tobacco mosaic virus be crystallized by Wendell Meredith Stanley, who also showed that tobacco mosaic virus remains active even after crystallization. So a virus crystal consists of several thousand viruses and because of its purity is well suited for chemical study. So they can be crystallized outside the host cell. And after its crystallization, it means that after crystallization they can be active again and they can reproduce for a longer period of time. They cannot respire. So it is the non-living characteristic of virus. They cannot excrete. So also it is a non-living characteristic of virus. So we are having a lot of example of virus. For example, HIV virus, which means that human immunodeficiency viruses which cause AIDS inside the human body. Hepatitis virus, hepatitis B virus, it affects the liver. Ebola virus, it causing high fever. Bacteriophage virus, it means that first it will attack on the bacteria and then they will causing pneumonia inside the body of human being. Adenovirus, it's also cause illness, also cause cold like symptoms, fever, sore throat, bronchitis, pneumonia, diarrhea, etc. Influenza virus, it causing flu. Also dengue virus, so it cause dengue fever inside the body. So there are a lot of examples of viruses. For example, nowadays we are having coronavirus. So coronavirus, it is an infectious disease. It means that COVID-19, coronavirus disease, is an infectious disease caused by a newly discovered coronavirus. Although for most people COVID-19 causes only mild illness, it can make some people very ill. More rarely, the disease can be fatal. Older people and those with pre-existing medical conditions such as high blood pressure, heart problem, or diabetes appear to be more vulnerable. So, the COVID-19 virus is spread primarily through droplets of saliva or discharge from the nose when an infected person coughs or sneezes. So, it's important that you also practice respiratory etiquette. For example, by coughing into a flexed elbow. Now, next topic is about binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature, it means that two naming system of classification. Bi means two, nomial means names. So, binomial nomenclature, it is the method of giving scientific name to living organism. And it was developed by a Swedish biologist Carolus Linnaeus 1757. According to binomial nomenclature, all living organisms have a particular name consist of two words. Means each and every organism having its name, scientific name, zoological name, botanical name. So it will consist of two words. The first name refers to the genus and the second name refers to the species. That is why this system is known as two-word naming system. For example, Homo sapien, it is the zoological name of man. In this name, Homo, it is the genus and sapiens is the species. Importance of binomial nomenclature, and we are also having a lot of examples. For example, cats having its zoological name, which is Ficus domestica. So, importance of binomial nomenclature, these names are more definite and precise than common names. Common names has no scientific basis, and being generally in Latin, they have a universal acceptance by people of all languages. They are usually descriptive and easier to study. They indicate the generic and evolutionary relationship of individual animals and plants. It means that zoological or botanical, or we can also say that scientific naming have a universal acceptance by people of all languages. They are easy to be understood. Now, rules of binomial nomenclature. Scientific names are usually printed in italic. When handwritten, they are underlined. The first term, generic and evolutionary relationship, are individual animals and plants. The first term, generic name, always begin with capital letter, while the species name is never capitalized. The species name is written after genus name. For example, mustard having a name Brassica campestris, and frog having a zoological name which is known as Rana tigrina. So we are having a lot of name. For example, housefly having a zoological name Musca domestica. Giraffe have a zoological name which is known as Giraffa camelopardalis. Porcupine having a zoological name which is known as Hystrix leucura. Butterfly having a zoological name which is known as Pyrus rapi. So also plants also having botanical name. For example, mustard having its botanical name which is known as Brassica campestris. Neem having botanical name which is known as Milia asdorich. Garlic having a botanical name which is known as Allium sativum. So all these are botanical and zoological name of organisms. For example, housefly, Musca domestica, giraffe camelopardalis, porcupine, Hystrix leucura, cat Felis domestica, butterfly Pyrus rapi, earthworm Pheretima posthuma, dogs Canis familiaris, markhor, capra falconeri, Talor, Hobra bustard, wolf, Canis lupus, lion, Felis leo, tiger, Felis tigris. So all having zoological name. Now also we are having botanical name of plants. So all these are the names of the animals. Now blue water lily having a botanical name which is known as Nymphalotus. Also sunflower having Helianthus annuus. Rubber having its botanical name which is known as Ficus elastica. And banyan having its botanical name which is known as Ficus bengalensis. So all these examples of these plants and animals. So inshallah we will meet in our next video. Take care. Allah Hafiz.